Hey, Roger here, signing in for the BFN. Today, our channel is excited to add our new segment called Know Your CEO, as we are committed to keeping our viewers in the know regarding undiscovered, underexposed, brand new asset classes and emerging issuers in the world's markets. Today, we're interviewing a CEO of a US cannabis company with both grow operations and a dispensary in the small cap sector. They have created new partnerships and financing solutions to help expand operational footprint and ultimately shareholder value. As all the information being shared here is for entertainment and educational purposes only, we here at the BFN are not licensed investment advisors, and that no past performance is indicative to future gains or losses. We appreciate your time here at BFN, and we encourage all of you to keep on winning. You got to keep on watching. So like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your alerts, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hey, good day, good morning, good afternoon. This is Roger Chowdhury, signing in for the BFN, the Business Financial Network. And today we're extremely excited because we're starting a new series here called Know Your CEO. And Obi Strickler, the CEO and founder of Grown Rogue, is going to be our first CEO that our network is excited to basically get to know and talk to regarding his unbelievable cannabis company that's currently operating out of 2 states in the United States of America. So, hi, Obi. Thanks all for being on the show.
Yeah, hi, Roger. Thanks for having me. Excited to be the introductory of your Get to Know Your CEO. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, you know, Obi, we've been looking at your company for a while now. A lot of our investors and a lot of our private trading club have taken positions within your company. And we're excited to find out more about your company. And more importantly, is there any recent acquisition news or projected revenues that you'd like to share with our investment community?
Yeah, you broke up there for a little bit, Roger, but I think you asked about acquisition news and kind of like predictions for the company going into 2021. So, yeah, I don't know if you've been watching, but the cannabis markets have just been on a tear lately. Like we've seen a tremendous amount of volume and excitement, and with the whole democratic, kind of political landscape shifting in the U.S.
Yeah.
So we kind of took advantage of those headwinds, and in early February announced an acquisition, which is going to double our indoor capacity in Oregon with another 30,000 square foot indoor facility, which takes our entire holdings across Michigan and Oregon to just under 130,000 square feet.
Wow.
So for a company of our size, I mean, at full construction, you're talking, 30, 40,000 pounds a year. It's a big footprint that we manage now. We also picked up our first retail dispensary inside of Portland, Oregon, which is one of the largest, metropolitan areas on the West Coast, and just a great place for cannabis consumption. And we purchased all this from a company called HSCP. It's a LLC in Oregon. You might have heard of them before. They're actually owned by Acreage Holdings, which at one time was one of the largest cannabis companies in Canada.
Wow.
So what this is going to allow us to do is really further add to our, lowest cash cost of production. Last year we announced, the competitive nature of Grown Rogue with our efficiencies and process, really competing with some of the largest LPs up in Canada. We're down or below 80 cents a gram, which is, industry leading. This added economies of scale is going to further reduce that. And with these acquisitions and kind of the other assets we already operate in Oregon and Michigan, we're predicting we'll be somewhere around, 3 times our 2020 revenue. So up in the $16-17 million range this year.
Wow. That's huge. That's really exciting. That's really
exciting. Yeah.
That's
anytime
exciting,
you're
man.
tripling your business in a year, people get excited.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's great. That's really good information for for shareholders and for your current operations. Let's talk about this recent financing. Can we expect more news coming out?
Yeah, so we did a couple things over the last several months. We've raised about 6 million Canadian. So that's 4.5 or so US over the last several months. We
Yeah,
did it in a variety of ways, a couple different financings. Some was equity, a little bit of debt, really to fund our Michigan expansion, to fund the acquisition we just talked about from in Oregon last month, and then really kind of just cashing up the company for operating cash, and then for other strategic acquisitions that may come into the pipeline. One of the things that's really important for cannabis companies today is to maintain discipline, but also be extremely focused on growth. You know, there's such
agreed.
an opportunity in this market. We're
Mm-hmm.
still so early in the cannabis industry as the
Mm-hmm.
U.S., really starts to come online. So, having
Huge.
a little bit more cash in the bank is going to be really important.
That's big time. That's huge. That's huge. I heard from correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are in Michigan. Is it correct that Michigan has almost the same amount of medical cannabis users than the entire country of Canada?
Well, it's either the same or more. I mean, that's what I don't
Wow.
think most people understand is, Canada was first, but the size of the U.S. markets is tremendous. I mean, Michigan's going to be a $2 billion state by itself, is what they're
Wow.
predicting. Oregon, which is one of the smaller states in the
It
U.S.
is.
from a,
Yeah.
a market
Yeah.
size,
Mm-hmm.
we did 1.1 billion in sales last year.
Wow.
I think Canada was maybe 2 billion US,
That's correct. That's correct. That's
right?
correct.
So
For the
Oregon's
entire.
four
Yep.
or 5 million people. Canada's 40,
Yeah.
and we're doing 50% of the revenue.
Wow.
And then I would like to remind everyone of how many billion-dollar Canadian companies are out there.
Agreed.
A lot. And then you got a company like Grown Rogue that's got a $30 million market cap, yet it operates in markets that are as big or bigger than the entire country of Canada.
Wow. That's perspective.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
It's definitely awesome. That's great. Thanks a lot for painting that picture for us. The one thing that we pride ourselves here at BFN is we really care about the due diligence that's done on the companies that our investors take positions in. And the one thing I can say is that all of our investors are very excited to hear when some more financials will be coming out for Grown Rogue. So please tell us a bit about when more fiscal news will be coming out.
Yeah, so we'll see our Q1 come out end of this month, right? Our fiscal year is October, so Q1 is what is that? November, December, January. So that'll be announced end of this month. But we just released our 2020 financial results, and it was another great year for Grown Rogue. We increased sales up to 60% over what we had in 2019 for a pro forma of 6.5. It's really important in that to understand as well that Oregon was relatively flat, but in terms of revenue, but we shifted the business model where Oregon's only branded product now, right? No more distribution, no more third party, which is why you saw the profitability of the company increase like 10 times. Mm-hmm. I think we went from a negative 5 million in 2019 to almost $1 million of positive EBITDA in 2020. Wow. So you're really seeing the strategy of us to be focused on efficiencies and profitability really take shape. And we expect that to continue into 2021. I mean, we're predicting, somewhere in the mid to high teens in millions, like 16, 18 million bucks in top line. And then, our profitability should be 30 to 40% of that. So we're in the $6 million range in terms of free cash flow, EBITDA. So the profitability metrics are really going to pick up. And then with the expansion, the acquisitions we recently made, we expect our top line to get back on kind of our framework of, doubling revenue on a yearly basis is kind of the goal for the company.
Awesome. That's really good. That's really awesome to hear. Yep. What do you think about all that's been going on with the recent markets? I'm sure you've heard about it. It's kind of hard not to hear about it. This current movement and new retail cohort, right? The average Robinhood trader, Reddit trader,
Yeah.
getting involved in these type of trades, moving markets, getting into stocks, meme stocks. How do you feel that this whole short squeeze movement will contribute to Grown Rogue's security?
I mean, it's the capital markets are crazy right now with how much people are feeling very empowered, especially at the retail level. You're getting a lot of, I think, younger generation coming in. I say younger, kind of tongue in cheek, but in their 20s, with all these different platforms that are available to, purchase stocks and kind of control your own destiny without being, stuck in kind of the big corporate hedge fund world. And you saw that through like GameStop, all the Reddit boards. I mean, it was wild to watch how that retail investor really kind of took control of their own destiny. I mean, it's almost like a flip from 2008, right? When all the activists were doing all the short selling and things on like the real estate bubble and whatnot. And they kind of got it. And it was funny to watch in the news, right? Because everyone's like, oh, Fal, don't be screwing with our big money here. And so it was really, it was exciting to see. And, I mean, like, it's just people taking possession of their own lives and doing things like that. And, we've seen some of that translate into Grown Rogue and positions people are taking in our company, because we do think there's a little manipulation going on in our stock, especially on the OTC side. I'm sure we'll get into some of the, the regulatory things we're working on there, but it's exciting to watch the people take back power.
No, I agree. And the one thing I know a lot of our viewers will appreciate is the fact that you as a CEO can acknowledge when you see some weird stuff going on your security on the American side. So I appreciate you acknowledging that. Most CEOs wouldn't. So I appreciate that tremendously. And I know our viewers will too. Do you think that currently right now that a lot of investors are getting in your deal specifically because of the fact that there could possibly be a little bit of short interest there? And I know investors in our community are really excited about your company. Specifically, we have a Grown Rogue army of about 70 to 80
Thank
guys.
you, guys. Yeah,
right?
Thank you.
Right? We're and I'm part of the army too, where we're holding on millions and millions of shares of Grown Rogue, because we know we believe in the product, we believe in management, we believe in the story, and we truly are fans of where you're gonna go. And regardless of where you're at currently right now, we're excited about where you're gonna go. And do you think that you've probably gained a combination of fanfare from the short position, inside ownership, the brand new news, the brand, the float, or how thinly it's traded? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we just talked, about, Wall Street and GameStop and kind of how people are taking, control of their own investment strategy. We're excited about it. I mean, we love what's going on there with all those different platforms. The capital markets are very complicated. Trying to understand what's going on is, it's almost like its own business.
It is.
When we analyze the data, and some of my advisors and, resources we use to help us navigate these challenges is, the level twos are very suspicious around like manipulation and shorting going on in the stock. And, it's hard to understand like how people are promoting their positions, whether they're anonymous selling and buying. You get a lot of bid ask. That's the same organization on both sides. And we even had something up on the CSE markets, 2 or 3 months ago where we thought a group was spoofing our stock. And so there is manipulation going on as people try and, take companies like Grown Rogue, manipulate them to create their own internal value. And what I'm liking here is as the retail investor gets more educated and smarter, they're starting to come into companies like Grown Rogue and help support it.
Agreed.
When they understand the fundamentals, it's discussions like this with you, Roger, and your organization. It really helps them understand the people behind the business. And then when they look at the opportunity, the market cap, what's not to love about Grown Rogue? We're 130,000 square feet of cultivation, and we have a $30 million market cap.
Wow.
Cash flow positive, EBITDA positive, footprint in 2 states that are bigger than the Canadian market, I mean, it's a very compelling story when you really look at it.
Well, for
And
sure.
then you gotta also remember the float we have. I mean, we have long-term patient shareholders. I mean, I own 30% of the shares outstanding. I haven't sold a single share since we went public. I bought and added to my position, probably another $300,000 or $400,000 of added position. So,
buddy, that's unbelievable, man.
We believe in it.
No,
and I think you're seeing these retail investors come in and really get excited about it. So it's
and I completely agree. You know, we love when we hear management picking up more of their own security in the marketplace, because obviously that's indicative of one thing only, is that you know where you're going, and you want to capitalize on your sweat equity. So the only reason you'd be picking up your own stock is to capitalize on your own sweat equity. So that's exciting.
Well, I mean, in addition in buying in the market, I mean, we participated in the raise in January. I mean, we put another $500,000 of cash of insiders.
Wow.
Right? And so there's when management is buying and the leadership of an organization is taking advantage of pricing at these levels. I mean, this just came out the other day. I don't know if you follow Fundamental Research Corp, but they're one of our analysts that does notes on us. Their price target for Grown Rogue is 73 cents.
Okay, well, you're gonna share us that link after this for sure, and we're gonna be putting it. We'll put it in the footnotes. No, not an issue, but we definitely have more to talk about. I'm sure we're gonna leave a lot more for us to talk about in a next interview, because I want to talk to you again. I'm really excited about the company. But one thing I did want to leave on is I wanted to make sure, especially all of our US viewers, I wanted to talk a bit about, when do you think that the delinquency on the reporting side on the American ticker is going to be addressed? As obviously this allows GRUSF to be a target for market makers when they think that it's another OTC deal that isn't, as prominent and as real as you are. Because I could see you, I'm hearing what you're saying, I know you're the real deal. But when people don't know you or haven't seen you and aren't watching these videos, and then they go and they look at this delinquency report, for them, a stop sign is a stop sign. So when do you think, and how do you think that's going to be addressed?
Yeah, so it's a long, complicated story. It was essentially an administration clerical error that led to this. All of our filings are compliant. Like everything we do in Canada, which is our primary exchange, full compliance, everything's up to par. And there's just different rules between the US and Canada.
Yeah.
And we failed to file like a 2-page form.
Oh my God.
That's what created this. I mean, that's why it's been ridiculous. One of the most frustrating things, I got bad legal advice, but regardless of all those things, right?
Agreed.
We spent the last, 8 months trying to figure out the most cost-effective and timely solution to fix it. We've identified that. We went through several different options. That has now been put into motion, and literally the expectation is within 2 months. We have rectified the stop sign there. But I just want to reiterate, it was a clerical error. It has no real impact on terms of how our business is operating, the financial statements that we file, the disclosures that we have. And that's been confirmed with, a $6 million raise in the last, 3 months. Investors still look at this and they understand the complexity there. And so once it's cleaned up, I think it'll help. It'll probably take away some of this shorting and manipulation that's going on, because as you said, they've got kind of another OTC company that is not being run right. But that's the case with Grown Rogue.
No, agreed. Well, you know what? I really do appreciate your time today. I know you're a busy guy. I'm in the medical marijuana sector too. It's a really, really intensive. A lot of people think money grows on trees, but it doesn't grow by itself. And now we're getting into the mining sector, and people are like, "Oh, now you went from growing money on trees to like pulling money from the sky." Well, listen, everything requires effort and time, and I appreciate you spending the time with our viewers today and spending your time with me. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward again, Obi, to speak to you more about Grown Rogue, what you guys are up to, what you guys are doing. And we appreciate your time here on the BFN, the Business Financial Network. So thank you very much for it. And please, is there anything you want to leave our viewers and your current shareholders to talk about, to think about?
Yeah, no, just, I mean, continue to watch the progress we're making. You know, we've got some pretty exciting announcements coming up over the next couple months that you'll see that kind of just continues to push forward the plan that we put in place.
Agreed.
I appreciate all your support. And Roger, I couldn't thank you enough for having me on the show, and look forward to, you know, doing a follow-up here in the next week or so.
Awesome, man. God bless. God bless all of our viewers. Thank you very much, Obi. And you have a great day, okay? This is
You
the
too.
BFN,
Thanks, Roger.
the Business Financial Network, signing off. Take care.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that interview with Obi, and we look forward to having another interview with Obi and other CEOs being profiled here on our network amongst our private trading club. If you're interested in getting in our show and getting into our trading club, all you need to do is email us at businessfinancialnetwork@gmail.com. And as all this information being shared here is for entertainment and educational purposes, we here at the BFN are not licensed investment advisors, and that no past performance is indicative to future gains or losses. We appreciate your time here at the BFN, and we encourage all of you to keep on winning. You got to keep on watching. So like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your alerts. God bless. Thank you very much for watching. This is Roger Chowdhury signing off at the BFN, the Business Financial Network. Take care.